Hey, hello guys. I'm here to bring you a video on graphs. I haven't made a video like this where I'm talking. I was thinking of doing text, but I thought it would be a bit easier to talk while doing it, so yeah, I decided to do it that way. So yeah, there's my real voice. Nice to meet you guys. And we move. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna teach you about basic graphs. Graphs is generally how we do each transition in a scene or in a composition or whatever. And generally, there are three different types of graphs: speed, normal, and then kind of a weird intermediate one, kind of a slow graph. Generally, and there's one more type. There is the what it is. Speed graph. Is it speed? It's a speed graph, but it's to do with the transitional thing, I guess. I'll explain when I get to it, but yeah. So I'm just gonna quickly. Hopefully there's a song here. Yep, there's a song. Let me just get your line and April here. So I'm sure you guys know how to make compositions as well. Generally. Okay, let me just mark the song real quick. You can see me doing it live. Hold on, let me switch the window real quick. But yeah, you can see me doing it live. Yeah, generally you want to look for the peaks here. Relatively easy. Luckily this is an easy song to mark. And here. So, yeah, I'll do 3 transitions and I'll show you all the 3 different ones. So, as I said earlier, hopefully it shows. Just quickly get a range of clips here. I did a cat in the scene. Actually, I got a couple we can do. Perfect. Please. Okay. Alright. Let's get 3 clips from here. I'm sure you know how to cut clips as well. Control-Shift-D, that's a shortcut for that. Just go click it on this. Shorten this out so it doesn't take as long to render. Yeah, Alright. Yeah, there we go. Alright, I'm sure you guys know how to do this, but generally you want to use nulls. Using nulls is a lot easier. Using nulls are quite easy. Also, by the way, to do that shortcut, Control Shift Y. And makes it easier to nulls make it easier to make the transitions that I'm about. I'm sure you guys know this is all basics, but if you guys want me to do a full beginner one, I'll make a full beginner one later. Since this is my first video, I was thinking I don't do too much. But yeah, so to ensure that it works properly, you have to set the clip to the first null, and then the first null to the second null. And this allows you to control the clip with both of these, as you can see. So generally, I'm going to go for a range that people mostly go for, 500 to 100. This is zoom out. I think, yeah, I want to zoom in here, not zoom out, because I want to zoom into the face. I'll show a smoother face transition as well, but I'm just going to do it simple here. In another video, I don't know. If you guys want that tutorial, just tell me, I guess. Yeah, it's expect 5 minutes. So when I play it like this, it's going to be kind of bad, of course. Like, to be expected. It's not doing stuff properly. So the way you lay out your keyframes does matter, like a lot. You'd be surprised. So there are generally multiple ways to lay out keyframes, and I believe you should test this out, because sometimes having it like this is not always smooth. You can sometimes have it halfway like this to make it smoother. Like this. This can sometimes make it smoother. Then, oops, I forgot to link this clip. A tip for any of you who forget to link the clip, just go to 100 here, and it won't affect anything, as you can see. Shouldn't have affected it here, yeah. So, yeah. So sometimes it can be smoother doing it this way, but generally most people do it this way. But I say you try, so you have a better idea of how it works, because you can get creative pretty much on the way you lay out these keyframes. Anyways, I'm going to easy use all of these, and I'm going to go to the graph editor now. Graph editor's here. So this curve describes how fast the transition is likely to happen. So right now it's kind of an even spread between both, with it going a little bit faster in the middle, but kind of easing back out at the end. So whatever way you pull these handles, you change the speed. So however steep, I'd have to say, how steep the slope is here, this midpoint, is how fast the transition will go at that point. So as you can see, before I show this, I should disable this real quick, just so you have a better idea. Yeah, so you see there, set this to 100. Oh, jeez. So yeah. This is how steep the line is. Remember that how steep it is how fast the transition will occur. So as you can see, that's kind of smooth. Starts out a little bit fast, slows down a bit in the middle, and gets a bit faster towards the end. So if I pull this now, this is generally what most people do around this. Oop, this is like 1,000 Gs around there. Oh, I have to fix that. So if I do this now, you can see that was like a lot faster. As you can see, the values also matter a lot. So I use 500 and it's kind of fast. To have stuff a little bit smoother, you kind of want to have this higher because you give yourself more room to work with when you're making a transition. As you can see with this one, that was a lot smoother compared to having it at 500. Smaller values give like more of a bounce. Like they're like more useful for like faster songs, and higher values are better for slower songs generally. But that's not always the case. It can always depend. As you can see, this is smooth without any motion blur as well. That's very important. So yeah, as you can see, it's again difference. This one's 500. Kind of quick. This one is 1,000. Oops. A lot smoother. So that's what's important. It works the other way around when you do the zoom out. You guys get it. So let me just put this. I also need to fix this one. Set to 100. Undo group matching. It's 500. Just so you can see again real quick. Because I saw that the end of my thing wasn't too nice. Nope. Yeah. So yeah, I will do this with 500. So yeah, always remember, start. This means it goes pretty fast at the start, slows down a little bit towards the end, and eases a lot towards the end as well. So fast, middle. It's like fast, slow, kind of fast. Is kind of what you're getting here. Fast, slow. Well, more like fast, slow stuff actually. Just that it eases a lot towards the end of the slope here. Yeah, that's pretty important. So with this, okay, now this is slow. Okay, now I'm gonna link this back while making the transition, and now we can do a normal zoom in, zoom out here. Tip, also hold down shift so you don't have to worry about this as well. You can just pull it and it'll stay on the line. You can see zoom. So yeah. I'll show you how to do a face zoom at some point as well, and I'll make that another video if you ever want to see this. I'll do the same exact clips here, because that does make it nicer, and a lot of people know how to do it, but it's just a beginner video. So yeah, so this is the normal fast, kind of slow, fast transition. Fast, slow, fast. Yeah, I'm gonna show you all three because I feel like it makes it a bit easier. I'll do all three for each. I'm gonna speed up here. I'm gonna have to show this because I said it once. So yeah, the thing that I'm doing here is kind of like a smoothness type hack. You make the graph actually go on before the point it shows in the clip. Actually, I want to do negative here. Yeah, so a tip I need to show you is for whenever you do zoom outs. So this is zoom in. So zoom out, zoom in. So for when you do zoom out into, when you do out into in, as you can see, there's a lot showing here. How people usually hide is through motion tiles. But with motion tile, this is where actually using what's it called? This is where using, yeah, as you can see, this is where using motion blur is advantageous. So you hide this, or it looks kind of ugly, as you can tell. But how you hide this is through actually editing graphs. So there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can have it this way, where you increase this top bit so that when it zooms in, it kind of zooms in a little bit quicker. It gives a little bit of a bounce. That's one advantage to using a little bit of a higher thing here. If you don't want to use a little bit of a higher thing, you don't want that bounce, you can set this to something a little bit higher than what it was intended. So when it goes in, as you can see there, there's no bounce and it goes in perfectly. So it hides the motion tile a bit during transitions. Now you still see a little bit of it. It doesn't look bad here, but how most people hide it is through motion blur. And if you guys want to know my motion blur settings, so yeah, see, makes that looks a lot better. I use default motion blur settings, so I can show you in case you don't believe me. I don't hide anything. Been using default for quite a long time actually, because honestly I find it to be the best. In all honesty, as weird as that sounds. But why can I not show my motion blur settings? Have I forgotten how to do this? Yes, I have. I've forgotten how to show motion blur. Oh, here, composition settings. Here. Yep. Here. Motion blur. As you can see, all default, nothing changed. And you can see how nice it looks. Yeah. So, in my opinion, you actually shouldn't use motion blur at all until the end of your edit. One, because well, you save on memory and render times. And two, you actually get to see how smooth your edit is without any motion blur. You can edit anything. Most people use an RSMB, but I'm not going to. So we will do, I think a zoom out. Yeah, we'll do a zoom out here. Forgot to tag that. Wrong thing. Yeah. So yeah, remember, slow in, slow out. I just want to show you the thing with the full thing before I move on to the speed graph, which is actually relatively easy to do. As you can see, it's smooth. Smooth so far. If you want, you can hide the motion tile a little bit by doing this. Same thing like we did before. So when it zooms out, zoom out at a higher point. Just need to move this. So, as you can see, motion tile being hidden without any motion blur. It's pretty important. And yeah, so that should be the last thing. Let me get the last tag is. Okay. Just gonna hit this as well. I'm just gonna clean this up real quick. Oh, geez, time's gone fast. Alright, so yeah, that is how you hide. So the other two graphs should be relatively quick. Hopefully I get it done in 30 minutes. That's what I'm aiming for the video to be. And I'll be quicker next time when I'm explaining stuff, but yeah, okay, let me just quickly do this now. So I can get onto the other graphs, since you kind of get the ordeal. I will do this. Do zoom out. You get the point, slow in, slow out. Okay, remember at this one we want to use motion tile. I'm just going to copy the motion tile from here. There we go. And of course we want to hide it a little bit. Okay, so yeah. Now if I show you this with motion blur, you can see here. Can make this bit a bit smoother, but I will be here forever if I do. But as you can see, motion blur, no motion blur. Remember. And now if I add motion blur, oop, wrong one. Oops. Motion blur. Yep. So yeah. Alright. So now I will show you speed graph. Honestly, relatively, it's easy. You just max these two out and remember the slope here. This means it's just going to go fast the whole way through. See? And yeah, you sometimes should mix up your graphs. It's a good idea. Just try whatever. It's all about creativity. It's just important that you realize that this is to do with the slope. And once you realize that, it makes making any graph you want easy. So yeah, variating graphs will give it a different feel. It's honestly something you're just gonna have to build the feel. But for now, you can use the same one on each clip. But differentiating them will give it a better feel, honestly. And feel sounds horrible, but basically you will know if you like it, and maybe someone else will like it based on how fast the graph is. And you can do it based on the song. It's pretty important. Now for this one, I'm actually going to put this here because it actually makes a bit more sense because I've done the rest of them. Yeah. So, the other one was normal graph, this is speed. Like maximum speed. You just push these two, and that's it. There's a different type of speed. There's like a smooth speed, and I'm going to show you that one real quick as well. That one is quite nice. So yeah, this is speed. And now last one is the nicer type speed. So for this one, you max it out at the first one, and then the second one you actually do a little bit of a thing here. So you pull this lever down and you have this one kind of like halfway. This is what it looks like. And you can vary between the two. You can have this one be the slower one and this one be the faster one. Depends how you learn. So, like I said, all about creativity. I don't know, to make this one smoother, I'll pull this out keyframe. And do this. Doesn't change much, means I need to change it here, but I'll be forever if I do that, so I'm not going to do that. Yeah, fast here. We'll do slow here. And fast here. Oh, it's fast already. Yeah. It's like a smoother type fast, if you were to think about it. So yeah, these give very different feels. Now there's the speed graph. I don't know if you ever use speed graph, but with speed graph, it's like this. Hold on, let me make this. So with speed graph, it's like this, and the most important part of speed graph is the slope here. So same thing like the other one, the slope here. This tells you how fast it's gonna go. So once it hits this peak, it will go faster or slower, depending on how you set up the graph. So here, it's gonna go really fast at the start and slow down, as you can see. Most people do this, which is really fast and then slow. And it looks like this. Some people do this maxed out completely as well, but yeah, I'll show you what in it looks like with just speed. Generally, you should stay away from just speed. Don't mind me doing it this way. It's just I have muscle memory doing it this way. You'll see if I put it here like this, you can see it's there. It's just so I can get through the video quicker, that's all. So yeah, this is equivalent to this, okay? And this is equivalent to this, don't forget, yeah? Okay. Okay, we're getting around 30 minutes, but hey, it's life. Yep. Alright, so yeah. And I will do videos on render settings and all that type of stuff later. But yeah, So yeah, this is what speed looks like. As you can see, it's showing a bit of motion tile. You can change it to make it look better, but yeah, like I said, yeah. And clips, if you do want to render, it is pretty important. As a beginner, you should use comps. I don't know if you know what comps are. I will give an example real quick. I have one installed. I might have one installed. I'm not 100% sure. I mean, I might have a couple on my PC. I'm not sure. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, I know I get more confident later in the videos. It feels weird talking to myself, I won't lie. I'm just give me 1 sec. This is generally what a comp looks like. It has the best episodes. I mean, it has the best parts of an anime. As you can see, this is only 30 minutes long. And I recommend you do use these, but only as you're starting. Once you get better at editing, you should start downloading episodes yourself and using it that way, because this gives you better quality in your renders when you do other stuff. Anyways, that's my final piece of advice. Thank you for watching the video. If you have any tutorials you'd like me to do, put them in the comments. And yeah, thanks. Peace.